everybody. I probably don't need to tell you or remind you that side-by-sides are getting very expensive. At the top end of the market, it's easy to spend over $20,000 on one of these machines, and actually every machine on this list is over 20 grand. So right now I want to count down the top 5 most expensive side-by-sides of 2019, but we're going to start this thing out with an honorable mention. To kick things off, an all-electric side-by-side, the Nikola NZT, is taking our honorable mention. Now, the reason why it hasn't been included officially on the list is because it's not real yet. The NZT isn't going into production until 2021, so until this thing can actually be purchased, for now, we're just going to give it the mention. But we have to talk about it because it has crazy power and a crazy price tag. Nikola claims the NZT makes 590 horsepower along with 775 pound-feet of torque. Now that is enough power to propel the NZT to 60 miles per hour in 4 seconds flat. The weight here almost disqualifies it from being a side-by-side as well. Nikola lists the weight of the NZT at 5,250 pounds. When it comes to driving range, Nikola says 150 miles is what you'll get on a full charge. And now the most important part, the price. If the NZT was in production and was included on this list, it would be number 1 by a long shot. In fact, the NZT is more than double the price of the next most expensive side-by-side. Nikola says that this thing is going to start at $80,000. Okay, honorable mention out of the way, now let's go on to the real thing. And coming in at the number 5 spot is the all-new Honda Talon. The Honda Talon is offered in 2 different flavors, the 1000X and the 1000R, and that allows it to have 2 slightly different prices, with the 1000R being the more expensive model. So in the United States, the Talon 1000R will sell for a price of $20,999. North of the border in Canada, Honda has decided to only offer the 1000X. So if you're talking about the Talon up north, this thing is going to sell for a base price of $26,999. Now, as a quick refresher, the Talon is powered by a 999cc liquid-cooled parallel twin engine hooked up to a 6-speed dual-clutch transmission. Now, some of the other differences include the dimensions here. So the Talon 1000X is 64 inches wide, while the 1000R is 68 inches wide. Suspension travel equals 17 inches in the front and 20 in the rear for the 1000R, and 14.6 in the front and 15 in the rear for the 1000X. Now, previous to the Talon hitting the market just this year, Honda's most expensive side-by-side was the Pioneer 1005. But now that Honda has this new sport model out, that has changed. And it's very clear what Honda was targeting when we look at the number 4 machine on our list, that being the Cat Wildcat XX. The Wildcat XX is probably one of the best direct competitors for the Honda Talon because both of these machines are naturally aspirated, and at the same time they are the pinnacle of what those brands offer. So when you're talking about price, they're very close together. So I told you the Talon, now let's talk about the XX. And if you're looking to buy one of these machines from Cat, and remember, this did come out as the Textron Wildcat XX, but the brand has ditched Textron and gone back to Cat. So again, it's the Cat Wildcat XX. Now, the price. If you're buying one in the United States, you're going to be spending $21,999. And that is the limited model, which gets you a few extra options. Up here in Canada, if you're looking for a Wildcat XX Limited, you're going to be spending $26,999. Now let me run down what you're going to get from Cat for that money. So the Wildcat XX uses a 998cc engine that makes 125 horsepower. Suspension travel equals 18 inches, while ground clearance comes in at 14 inches. Coming in at number 3 and the middle vehicle on our list is the John Deere XUV 865R. In the US, this 865R is going to set you back $26,129, while in Canada, this machine costs $33,445. The diesel engine, 2,000 pound tow rating, and 11.2 inches of ground clearance are just some of the reasons why this machine is so expensive, but the true reason is the full cab. This is John Deere's option for all weather types, and it comes with heat and air conditioning as standard equipment. The John Deere is the only machine on this list that is utility focused, but there are two other utility machines I have to quickly mention. Now, we took the most expensive machine from each brand and decided not to include more than one machine from each company. If we did though, we'd have to talk about the Polaris Ranger North Star Edition and the Can-Am Defender Max XT cab. Now, both of these machines take basically the same approach that John Deere does, offering a full cab with both heating and air conditioning, and they cost between 26 and 27 grand. Checking into the second spot on this list is the Can-Am Maverick Max XRS Turbo R, and boy is that ever a mouthful. If you're looking at bringing home one of these babies in the United States, you're going to be spending $29,899, while up here in Canada, you're looking at a price tag of $36,499. Sure, that is a lot of money, but at least you are getting quite a bit of performance for the price. This Can-Am offers 172 horsepower, 22 inches of suspension travel, 30-inch Maxxis Bighorn tires, Fox 3.0 podium shocks, and 14 inches of ground clearance. And finally, coming in at number one, and this is unchanged for 2019, Polaris still makes the most expensive side-by-side on the market with the Razor 4 XP Turbo S. Now, if you've watched TFL Off-Road, you should be very familiar with this machine, as we've tested one over the last couple of months in all different scenarios, and most recently, we took it out to Moab. Now, when we're talking about price, this Polaris is expensive, and it's going to set you back in the United States $30,999. Up here in Canada, we're getting dangerously close to that 40 grand mark. This Polaris, you're looking at spending $37,599. Now, for that money, you're looking at numbers that are even crazier than those on the Can-Am. This Polaris offers 32-inch tires, 16 inches of ground clearance, dynamic active suspension, over 20 inches of travel in the front and the rear, and a 168 horsepower turbocharged engine. So that is it for this list, guys. But after talking all this through, I have to ask the question now, where is the ceiling? Where do you think the price ceiling is? In a couple of years, Nikola thinks people are going to pay $80,000 for an all-electric side-by-side, which seems crazy. However, people are paying 30 grand for Polarises right now, and a couple of years ago, that would have seemed crazy. So these things keep getting more expensive, but it seems as though the market keeps on responding and just keeps on buying side-by-sides. It does seem like there's no end in sight, and I cannot wait to see what the manufacturers come up with next. So why don't you let us know what you think in the comments below about all these machines and about where you think the price ceiling is. And when you're down there, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And as always, come right back here to TFL Off-Road for the latest news, views, and real-world reviews. See ya.